Hello. My name is Belinda Weaver. I'm a copywriter, an Australian copywriter, and my business is Copyright Matters. I host these regular periscopes every week to talk about stuff that I'm chatting about on my blog, word nerd stuff. Hi Denise, thanks for joining in. Being a copywriter, copywriting, that's the kind of stuff I talk about on Periscope and on my blog. So welcome. Today I want to talk about something that I just covered on my blog at copyrightmatters.com, and that's the contradictory and conflicting advice that can stop you from finding the contradictory advice that can stop you from finding copywriting clients. Or it's actually more general than that. It's the conflicting advice that can keep your business, any business, in the shadows. The reason I covered this on my blog is I got an email from a new reader. Now, when you subscribe to my blog, you get this copywriting cheat sheet with 20 copywriting tips. And I usually email to make sure that you got it. And it's an opportunity for me to ask if you have any burning copywriting frustrations that I can help with. And I got a reply back. I get a lot of replies back and I love it. But I got one. I've just got it in front of me and I want to read it out. Just found your blog and I think it's great, funny and to the point, incredibly helpful for a copywriting newbie like me. Had to read that bit out. But she goes on to say, my first question's a variation on the perennial, how do I find paying clients? Apart from the fear, the thing that's stopping me are conflicting views online about what's most effective. And she's got some examples here. So you must have a blog to show off your writing skills and gain clients' trust versus blogs are a useless time hoover. We're going to cover that. The next one is direct mail and email marketing are brilliant ways to get clients versus direct mail and email marketing are outdated and ineffective. We're going to talk about that too. Twitter's useful when it comes to finding work versus Twitter's just a load of mindless chit chat. Harsh. Hi Gavin, thanks for joining in. And the last one is a well-designed website is a must and will mean clients can find you versus yes, you need a website, but building relationships and networks are important too. So 4 conundrums, 4 lots of conflicting advice that my lovely new subscriber said she just doesn't know who to believe. Now, if you can hear some little tapping and snuffling, that's my pug dog Fenris, who helps me out on these periscopes by being noisy. Hearts for the pug. So first, conflict number 1, blogs are essential versus blogs are a useless time hoover. I'm definitely on the blogs are essential side of this fence. I think the only copywriters or business people who can afford not to have a blog are those ones with really full pipelines. If you are so busy month after month after month, year after year after year, that you never have to do any marketing, then good luck to you. I like the analogies. Blogs are so important, yes. And they used to be an optional thing. I just don't think they are anymore. I think you need consistent and constant marketing to keep your pipeline full. I think that's just a reality of marketing. And when you have a blog, you get a couple of benefits, right? You do get to show off your writing skills, which is important to new clients. You do get to show off your knowledge and expertise, which is also important to gain trust with potential clients and credibility as a copywriter. But it also gives you a foundation stone of your marketing practice. So when you have a blog, for example, I wrote this blog. I got an email, I turned it into a blog, and now I've shared that blog with all my blog subscribers. Hang on, question from Miles. Other than paid ads, the only way for traffic to convert is content. So much content. That's exactly right, Miles, exactly right. So I wrote this blog. It got published on my website. It went out to all my subscriber list. I shared the blog on all my social media channels, and I won't just share it once, I'll share it a few times with different insights. I'm turning it into a Periscope, which will then go on YouTube. I may even make a SlideShare presentation to put on that. So one blog, one idea has actually helped me create lots of different types of marketing across different media channels to reach different audiences. Like, that's brilliant. So yes, blogging takes time, but there's a payoff to it. And as I said, I think the only people who can afford to say no to blogging are people who are just busy all the time. But I look at marketing like a water wheel. Once you get it going, it takes a lot of effort to get going. But once you get it going, you just need to keep it moving, which is a lot less effort. So even especially when you're starting out, and there are plenty of blogs out there and articles on what to say when you're just starting out on your blog, maybe it's something I should write a blog about. But when you're just starting out, you might not know what to say, but it's worth it. And keep in mind that when you're starting out, no one's reading it, so you get to practice. Denise says doing something with the blog seems crucial. Yeah, it is. As I said, it gives you a strong foundation, a platform for the rest of all your marketing activities, and it makes everything else easy. Giving my dog a little kick here. So the next conflict that my lovely new subscriber raised is direct mail and email marketing are awesome versus direct mail and email marketing are outdated and ineffective. So every now and then someone will exclaim that email marketing is dead, or SEO is dead, or direct mail is dead and you shouldn't be doing it anymore, and it's rubbish actually. Email marketing is not dead. The saying that your list is everything is absolutely still true. So, let's just do some quick definitions here. Direct mail is the unsolicited... I'm just kidding, my dog kicks under the table because he's scratching really noisily. I'm sorry. So, direct mail is the, unsolicited printed stuff you get in your mailbox. Now, it might be from a company that you know of or you heard of, or it might be just like the new pizza joint around the corner. Hi Mel, thanks for joining in. I get a lot of credit cards. You've automatically been approved for this credit card, Jazz. And I just put it straight into the bin. So it's unsolicited, it's printed, but it could also be a very well written and well targeted sales letter as well. So not all direct mail is crap. But as I said, it's expensive. And Denise says, finding the right giveaway to grow your list is a bit of a challenge. Yes, it is. And if you look into lead magnets, that's what they're called these days, things you can use to entice people to subscribe to your blog. I think the key with all content marketing is to be useful and valuable. Give people a payoff and a reason for giving you their email address. So back to direct mail, it's expensive because you've got to print it and then you've got to post it. And unless you have like this spray and pray kind of approach, which is not good, you also need to invest a lot in getting to know the people that you're sending it to so that it is well targeted. Whereas email, on the other hand, can be free or quite cheap. Once you get past a certain number of subscribers, you usually don't get free email. But because of the cheapness of it, it means you can test things, you can experiment a bit more. But going back to your blog, that's why you've got to build your list. Because when, Anistico, thanks for joining. When people subscribe to an email list of yours, maybe it's to get your blog or sign up to product updates or something like that, what they're doing is saying, I give you permission to talk to me about your stuff. That's incredibly powerful. So when you've got something to sell or you've got something, some more useful information, as Miles said, content that they will be interested in, you can send it to them. Then when you have something to sell, they've given you permission to sell to them. You don't want to sell all the time. There's that 80-20 rule, 80% useful content, 20% sales. But that's the power of the list. And the power of email is that you can contact that list more easily and more cheaply. You can experiment, you can do different testings, all these kind of things. So email marketing is not dead, it's more powerful than ever. And I think there's lots of stats and studies that say it is growing in power. Emails get opened, even though we all have full inboxes. Email marketing is still incredibly powerful. That said, direct mail can work wonders, but you tend to have a higher budget to do it. If you're just starting out as a copywriter and you need some clients, build your list with your blog and then use email marketing. I think that's much more sensible and cost effective. Give me a heart if you agree with that. Just tap the screen. So, yeah. Nice one, guys. Thanks. So conflict number 3, Twitter is useful for finding work versus Twitter is just mindless chit chat. Now I feel like Twitter's getting a bit of a bad rap in this one. I can think this extends to all social media, and like many things, hey, thanks for sharing this. Thanks for sharing it on Twitter. I really appreciate that. It's electric. You know, social media can work really, really well for you if you use it well. If you let it become a lot of mindless chatter, then that's what it is. So this is more of a point about networking, yeah? Networking is incredibly important, and we'll talk about more in the next conflicting bit of advice. But building relationships is the foundation of all business. It's the foundation of life. Is it just not? So wise, so wise. But you want to build relationships, and social media in all the forms lets you build them with people that you don't have to meet face to face. That said, face to face networking events can be incredibly powerful as well, because standing across from someone, seeing them, you know, hearing what they've got to say, being able to ask questions and stuff over a beer, that will cement the relationship a lot faster than just sharing a few tweets with someone. But social media can be really, really useful. Thanks for sharing that on Twitter, Denise. I saw that. But the problem is, like, I have to say, you are in charge of your social media feed. So if you don't like what the people in your social media feed are posting, stop following them. It's as simple as that. The other side of that is that sometimes just non-business related chatter can help you get business. It helps you get to know people, helps people get to know you. So sharing some personal stuff, and I don't mean private and personal, but sharing some stuff that communicates your personality and your values and stuff like that, can be really, really great for business. But if you're following someone who's like, and you're like, oh my God, they're always talking about this and it's so boring, I don't want to listen to it, don't. It's as simple as that. You are in charge of your social media feed, but it's more than just for business. So there's that side of it as well. I think you have to be on social media, but you have to be strong. Be there, but be strong. So the last one, conflicting advice number 4, a well-designed website is a must, and will mean clients can find you, versus yes, you need a website, but building relationships and networks are important. So just to recap, these are recap. These are 4 bits of conflicting advice that a reader asked me about. And she said she was trying to find new clients for a copywriting business, and she was kind of paralyzed by these conflicting ideas that she was reading online. So the 4th one is you need a website for people to find you, versus yes, you need a website, but you need to do relationship marketing too. And that's exactly it. Yes to both counts. You absolutely need a website. This used to be a very optional kind of part of marketing, but it no longer is. You absolutely need to have a website, and you absolutely need to go out and network yourself, market yourself at networking events as well, and that's online and offline. So, you know, you send some updates out on social media, and they link back to your website. You hand out brochures, maybe at a trade event or something like that, and it points to your website where people can find out more. You meet people in an event and you give them your business card, and that points to your website where they can find out more about you. So your website is your home base. That's where you want to point everyone to after they read your other stuff, after they watched your Periscopes, after they have checked out your social media pages, after they've subscribed, you know, downloaded your free ebook and subscribed to your blog. It's all going back to, that's where you want to draw everyone back to your website. That's where you tell your story. That's where you describe your services. That's where people can buy your products. It all happens in your home base. Remember, the social media channels, rented space. Facebook could close down tomorrow. It could happen. But your home base, your website, is what you own. So develop your website and then spread your message, and then make sure everything you're doing is pointing back to the website. But make sure you invest time in building your relationships too, offline and face-to-face. Yeah, that's right, offline and online. I like to call your website the hub of everything. That's exactly it. That is absolutely spot on. And face-to-face networking, very important, as well as online networking. So remember, everything you want to do, you want to point people back to your hub, which is your website. So just recap quickly. I need to stop saying recap quickly on these conflicting bits of advice. The first one was blogs are essential versus blogs are a useless time hoover. Blogs are essential. Sorted. Conflict number 2, direct mail and email marketing are awesome versus direct mail and email are outdated and ineffective. Email marketing is definitely not outdated or ineffective. Direct mail can be expensive. Email marketing is a much cheaper way to let you experiment with your messages. Email marketing is the way to go. Twitter is useful for finding work versus Twitter is just mindless chit chat. Twitter is fantastic and amazing. Like all social media platforms, you can use it to network and meet amazing people and share your message. You should be there, but you need to be strong. And you are in charge of your social network feeds. Conflict number 4 was the last one we just talked about. A well-designed website is a must versus, yes, you need a website, but you also need to do networking. Both. Yes, you need a website, you need to do networking. So they were my responses to the conflicting conundrums of advice to my new subscriber who was getting started as a copywriting newbie. I'd love to know what you think. Did you agree? Am I way off? Because, with all these kind of things, we're just sharing our opinion based on our experience. Mine isn't the only opinion. Mine may not be right. It's right for me, and I think it's right for a lot of other business owners too. And I have a blog and I can put whatever I want on it. Denise says, are you ever wrong? I'll ask my husband. I think he'll have a different answer to me. So, if you're liking what you're hearing, you can share this on Twitter and Facebook. You just hit the little man. I thank you for the hearts that have been coming up. You can read the full blog post on my website, copywritematters.com. So that's copywritematters.com, copywritematters.com. And if you head to the blog, you can see this exact post, which I'm looking at right now, contradictory advice that stops copywriting clients finding you. And then you can read any other stuff. And if you're interested, you can subscribe. As I said, I've got this copywriting cheat sheet that you get when you subscribe, which has 20 of my best copywriting tips. And there's all kinds of other stuff on the website. You can also actually, if you head to YouTube and look for Copyright Matters TV, I put all these periscopes up on the YouTube, so you can catch up on any of my recent chats. I'm here every week at about this time. So that's me. I hope you found this useful. Share it with your friends. Have an awesome week. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for the Star Wars love, Miles. And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. See you next time.